Okay, so this time, this will be a publishable research report, no? We are always asking, no, what are the essential ingredients, no, for publishable research article? And most academic know that their classroom essay or conference paper is not yet publishable, but they're not entirely sure why. So let discuss, no, let us wait for the discussions of our presenter for him to give us a detail, no, on how we'll be able to say that this will be a sample publishable format for your research output. Again, as I mentioned earlier, publishing your research is an important step in your academic career, no? Well, there isn't one size fits all approach. There are certain guides designed to take you through the typical steps in a research paper, okay? And choosing the first step actually, no, if you want to publish a research, no, you need to look into a journal first, no? Because again, different journal, different research format. Okay? So because one of the most significant decisions you have to make as a researcher is to find a publish or a journal to publish your research paper, no? Where you decide to submit your work can make a big difference to the reach and impact of your research. So it's important to take your time to consider your options carefully and analyze each aspect of journal submission from shortlisting titles to your preferred method of publication. No? So don't forget to think about publishing options beyond the traditional journals format. Okay? So to give us more details about the topic, let us all welcome our presenter. Go ahead, sir.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir. Mga class. May report about the publishable research report. What is a publishable research? Paano hindi ko magalaw?
Okay naman, sir. Okay.
Okay. What is publishable research? A publishable journal article is a piece of writing organized around one important new idea that is demonstrably related to the scholarship previously published. In other words, the research article get published because they say something new about something old. Next. Can you number 2?
Next slide ba, sir?
Next line. How do you know if a paper is publishable? Journal articles, if you can find the volume issue and page number for a journal article is being published. Journal article release head of the print version usually don't have this information. Websites are not published. Next. Yun yung sa step to write publishable research muna. Again. Page 3 din. Ito yung
Slide number 3.
H tip to write a publishable research. Bali ito yung 8 kung paano magsulat ng publishable research. Number 1, yung right materials and methods. Number 2, organize your results. Number 3 is discussion. Number 4 is the introduction. Number 5 is references. 6, the abstract. 7 is create the title page. And 8, the last is rewrite. Isa-isahin natin. Ano ba yung right materials and methods? The method is the heart of your scientific article because it shows the credibility and validity of your work. The materials and methods is section in scientific article containing the experimental design of the study. Yung number 2, organize your result. The organized result, you can try to provide them the alongside based on the sequence of tables and figure, summarizing the result of your statistical analysis. Saglit lang siya. Excuse me, sir. Number 3, discussion. The discussion section is one of the final parts of a research paper in which an author describe, analyze, and interpret their findings. Number 5, and number 4. Number 4 is the introduction. The introduction is to a research paper is when you set up your topic and approach for the render. It has several key goals. Present the topic and get the reader interested. Provide background or summarize existing research. Number 5, references allow you to acknowledge the contribution of other writers and researchers in your work or any university assignment that do on the ideas work of research of other writer must contain a citation. Number 6, the abstract. An abstract is a short of statement about your paper design to give the reader a complete, yet concise understanding of your paper's research and findings. Number 7, create the title page. Title page is placed at the very front of an academic in dissertation or thesis. Generally, a title page will contain all of important information about your writing, including the name of the project, the name of the author, and the name of the institution that you are writing the paper. And number 8, rewrite. Next. Slide number, ano na, yan. Yung type of publishable research. Eight types of publishable research. Number 1 is original research articles. Number 2 is theoretical articles. Number 2 is description of a research methodology, report and the study of observation, note and news. Number 6 is review, and the 7 authoritative opinion, and the last is educational materials. Ano ba yung original research article? An original research article is written by the person or people that conducted the experiment of observation. Original research articles are considered empirical or primary source and present in the original study. Articles that look at multiple studies are not considered original research articles. Number 2, theoretical articles. Theoretical articles means contains or refers to the new or established abstract principle related to a specific field of knowledge. These articles are peer review but do not normally contain research or present experimental data. This article, the author should be present the idea clearly and include example or evidence to support the author's idea. It may also be useful for a theoretical article to include an explanation about how the idea presented in an article differs from the idea include the other theories. Number 3, yung description of research methodology. Research methodology is the specific procedure or technique used to identify, select, process, the analyze information about a topic. In a research paper, the methodology section allows the reader to critical evaluate the study overall validity and reliability of your research. Research methodology is discuss and explain the data collection and analyze method you use in your research, a key part of your thesis, dissertation, or research paper. Number 5, number 4, report and studies of observation. Once where research observe the effect of a risk factor, diagnostic test, treatment, or other invention without trying to change who is not exposed to it. Number 5, notes and news. Note and News was a national public program focusing on issue of affecting of communities. Ito yung mga sa example dito yung sa mga magazine, sa journal, sa news. Number 6, reviews. Reviews a formal assessment or review as a formal assessment or examination of something with the possibility or intention the institution change if necessary. Example ito, a critical appraisal of a book, play, movie, exhibit, etc. is published in a newspaper or magazine. Number 7, authoritative opinion. Authoritative opinions is having the sanction or weight of authority, and authoritative opinion is or supported by documentary evidence that is in a field. An authoritative edition of Shakespeare and authoritative treatment of a subject. The last is educational materials. Educational materials means visual and auditory media, curricula, textbook, and other disposable or non-disposable items that enhance student understanding of the subject matter. And the last, the characteristic of a publishable research. Last please, game. Last page na game. Yan. And the last is the characteristic of a publishable research. Number 1 is a presented research gaps. Number 2 is clearly written methodology. And the last is credible findings and conclusion. Isa-isahin natin. Yung presented research gap is a question or a problem on which enough existing research is not done or it is outdated and needs to be updated. For example, impact of the psychology of corporate employee during and post COVID-19. Number 2 is clearly written methodology. Written methodology is not only describe the statistics you use, but also present the case for why you do choose the methods you use. In this article, we list the steps necessary in writing a methodology offer tip for writing a mythology and answer frequently asked question about writing a mythology. Writing a mythology. Last, the credible findings and conclusion. Findings are elaboration of the data collected. Then conclusion is to make the final statement by interpreting the research findings. The aim of the conclusion is to help the reader understand why the research would matter to them after they have finished reading the paper. Is that the end of the report, sir?
Okay, so again, as I mentioned earlier, no, we need to look into the articles, no, that are profoundly theoretical and or have groundbreaking findings get published, no, because unadvised authors have an exaggerated idea of what publishable quality is because they rarely read the average journal article. So graduate seminar readings tend to concentrate on leading thinkers, no, plus a few articles the professor considers groundbreaking, no. As a result, the characteristic of the great majority of scholarship are something with which graduate students seldom acquaint, no, themselves. So most articles are neither earth-shattering nor published by famous scholars. So instead, they are narrowed in claims and context and published by people like you and of course by you, no, and by me, no. Another is only articles with lots of interesting ideas get published, no, because unadvised authors, no, think that many interesting ideas make an article publishable. Although excuse, it is to be hoped that any article has interesting ideas, their sheer accumulation isn't what's get an article published. So as a senior scholar told me, no, a graduate student came to talk to me about the article he wanted to publish, no. 3 continents, 50 authors, and a dozen theoretical paradigms later. So I'm wondering where exactly it is that the 30 pages can hold 1,000 words, no, 100,000 words. Articles get published not for spraying ideas, but for articulating one important idea. Another is only articles that are entirely original get published. Unadvised authors often don't grasp what makes something original, thinking that only unique work gets published. So when they find, upon doing a literature review or search, that someone has written my article, they feel discouraged. No? Yet almost all published scholarship is not the first on the subject and is openly derivative or imitative. No? So if originality is so elusive, so why do people in academia always harp on its importance? Because you still must do something new to be published, no? To get a better sense of this point, let's take a closer look at the difference between original ideas and new ones. So, what gets published and why? No? A publishable journal articles is a piece of writing organized around one important new idea that is demonstrably related to the scholarship previously published. No, in other words, a research article get published because they say something new about something old. So that's why earlier, no, sabi ko nga, if you could able to discover a research gap, no, maybe the last year, no, ang study, ito yung result. But since nagka-pandemic, possibly yung previous study, iba na ngayon. No? So, if your idea is interesting but not new, your article won't be published. So, if your idea is new but not related to the old or previous research, your article won't be published. So, if your ideas are multiple but not organized around one new idea, your article won't be published. Okay, but tell me something I don't know so I can understand better our common interest. No? May discussion about yan, eh, no? And publishable article type number 1 approaches new evidences in an old way. No? Again, approaches old evidence in a new way right after. Then pair old evidences with old approaches in a new way for you to have an idea. So, my advice, no, about academic writing often assumes that the most difficult part is arriving at good ideas. But I found that most academics, even graduate students, have good ideas. So the real problem is how many of those good ideas languish in unfinished articles. So I hope this time, no, especially all of you, it's just not only doing research to graduate, but looking forward to publish your research output. So I think that's it.